Hi everybody! This is a quick mini lesson to introduce you to the concept of a reverse outline, which is something that I'm going to ask you to do a couple of times while we are working on our analysis papers. So probably everybody's familiar with the concept of an outline, right? It's a sketch or sort of like the bones of what you want your paper to be, and then you sort of start there and flesh it out or put meat on the bones as you start writing the actual piece. So a reverse outline is creating that sort of skeletal structure, but for a piece that's already been written. So you're going in reverse from the final draft or a more fleshed out draft back to an outline. This is a useful tool for a lot of reasons. It can help you see your own organization if you're using it in your own writing. And it can also help you see another author's organization in using it on somebody else's writing. So I'm just going to show you, demonstrate a little bit of what this would look like for bell hooks. So right here I have an open document. You could write this, you could handwrite this in a notebook and take a picture of it. You could write this in the margins of your bell hooks piece. I'm choosing to do it on a document because it'll be easier for me to get to the main points as I go along. So I have my first point here, number 1. And what I would do is I would look at the first paragraph or first couple of paragraphs, and I would ask myself, what is Hooks doing here in this first paragraph? So we know from the mini lesson that we looked at last week that this first paragraph is narrative, and she's sort of telling us the story of the present day when she's at her parents' house, waking up and talking with her mom. So I would write, Hooks is home talking with mother. And remember, we said she does not capitalize her name on purpose. Now this happens for the first 2 paragraphs, but in the second paragraph, Hooks begins to reflect on how she feels being home. Right, so this is where she's kind of talking about how her mom talks to her, how she gets frustrated, how she says, Mom, you're not listening, and she feels like she's 12 years old again. So that's the second paragraph. Now, the third paragraph is where things start to really get interesting because she starts to talk about reflecting back. She is having kind of a flashback to a moment in time. So in the third paragraph, Hooks and Mom see Uncle. Hooks recalls leaving for college. All right, now I'm going to do like 1, maybe 2 more paragraphs so we can really get the feel for this. In the next paragraph, she's going to start to establish not just narrative, but her first parts of her argument, her first claims. So she kind of talks about how it was a little scary, a little nervous to leave the comfort of home for Stanford, and how her parents felt about her leaving. So in this paragraph here, she talks about parents uncomfortable with her leaving. They didn't understand. And then I'm just doing this next paragraph so we can get into this first claim, which is about thinking about class and education. So studying at Stanford helps Hooks think about class. So here's the first few paragraphs of Hooks. Now what you would do is you would continue to go along each paragraph by paragraph, kind of quickly summarizing for yourself what that paragraph is about. And that way, when you look back at it, you can start to see, okay, like these first 4 paragraphs are really just telling some stories or some anecdotes from her life. And it's really in paragraph 5 that she starts bringing in her theme of class and starts making some claims about what class is and class differences. Okay, so then you would continue on through the rest of the piece. Now, once again, you can do this with any piece. If you want to use this reverse outline method additionally to look at some of those extra articles that we have in the assignment description, you could do that. And then next week, after you've worked through hooks, doing a reverse outline of hooks, I'm going to have you use this as a revision tool on your own paper. So get hype. That's all for now. Bye, everybody.